Alright guys, so what I wanted to do was come out here and do like a kind of property tour thing and show you what I'm working with as far as perennial plants and fruit and stuff that I have here on my property. So I've got some blueberries here out front. Is struggling along. I don't know about that. I might need to get some replacements for that, but I think these two are the healthiest, and these ones are my favorite because they make ginormous blueberries. There's 4 different varieties. So that's what we got out front. This hot mess is something that my sexy husband has been working on today, because unfortunately we are having a cat funeral this afternoon. There was a cherry tree here, right there, that was not doing too hot, and it was gross and buggy, so that got cut down. So what we are going to put here is this cutie, a prairie spy apple. Picked that up at Bi-Mart. Anyway, so we'll be doing that soon. We're putting that out here in the front because it will be right next to my stinky apple tree. Coco? Anyway, so over here is just a little raised bed that's got some raspberries on this side, and over here are thornless blackberries. But my husband came out and did the pruning on this guy. But I think we've got some loser branches in here. I don't think a couple of these are doing too hot, so I might have to come hack a couple more out. But this one over here is doing good. We got some new branches coming on. There's strawberries in there too. Anyway, so now we can go out in the backyard and see what is growing on back there. Also, if you see any hashtags in my videos that say global gardening and homesteading community, or like hashtag, what is it? Gardening homesteading skills. That's just because we're in a friendly little competition. There's a few teams, it's actually 3 teams, and we are just weighing our vegetables and things that we can harvest off of our property. Some people are doing like eggs and, weighing their animal meat and going fishing and weighing that. So if you see any of that on a video, it's still just going to be a gardening video. It's just part of a friendly little competition. Anyway, let's go in the backyard. I'm not sure, but I would say that's probably a mommy and a daddy ladybug. So this is where I tried to overwinter some peppers. That failed. I did a half-assed job. Didn't follow through really with my entire plan. I covered everything with the milk jugs after I pruned it back really hard, and covered it with straw. But I didn't put as much straw as I meant to. And then I was going to put a blanket or a tarp or something over it, and I never got that far. I had a couple of dogs get in here too, and once they started digging in here, they realized it was fun to dig all the straw out and take the milk jugs out, and it went. Anyway, just a fail. You can see what's left of some of these. So I will try again this year. Anyway, these have really settled. I need to top these up. And before I do that, I got to get in here and dig out as much of this mare's tail as I can. Stuff is unbelievable, and it is everywhere. This next bed actually got some pretty good looking lettuce. Look at this. Look at these little guys. I had planted a bunch of onion seeds and different things here, and again ended up with a dog in the bed. But these, look how pretty these are. I have pictures of these when they were out here frozen, because I planted those last year. These are up here because apparently daffodils are toxic to dogs. I learned that the hard way. These potatoes just randomly decided to start popping up, so I will just leave them right there. And then down here, this poor fencing is a mess. It was temporary fencing to keep dogs out, but anyway, it's a nice rosemary. What? What, Bodie? These beds that are back here against the fence, I think I'm going to take out because it just gets too shady back there and they stay super damp. There's a grape here. My husband really went to town pruning that. I hope it is okay. I see a couple little spots on it where it's growing. So I've been taking this soil out of these beds and moving it over here. Came in here, filled this up, and planted some seeds a couple weeks ago. There's a row of carrots in there, arugula, some radishes, some kale, just some different things that I wanted to get started. I've got plenty of oregano, apparently. There's the elephant garlic that I planted last year. I did a video on that. It's doing pretty good. I don't know why I have it stuck in my mind that I need to mulch these. I don't think that I do. And I think it interfered with some of the smaller ones that I planted on the end being able to come up. And I don't know what kind of mushroom mold fungus that is, but that's about disgusting. There's a critter in there. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. But that looks gross. I got more. That. So that garlic is looking pretty strong. I'm excited about that. And then over here, those are overwintered little carrots. There's some little lettuces and some things in here. These were turnips, I want to say, that I planted, and now they've gone to seed. I'm just going to leave them because they're some of the only flowers that are out and around right now. So I'll just leave them in case there's a bee or somebody that wants to eat that. And then down here what I did is planted a bunch of peas, and I way over planted them. I think it's called trough planting. I saw a guy on the internet or on YouTube's who did it because he saw a guy do it in real life and it worked out. I've done this before. I'll put a picture of what I had going on last year. So because this cattle panel's, how wide is a cattle panel? Like 4 feet? I don't have a whole lot of space if I just put individual little, planted them one at a time. So by trough planting like this, it will grow and turn into a big giant tangled mess, but there will be peas everywhere. So it works out. I guess if you have super high humidity, you might not be able to get away with doing that because you can get kind of weird fungus and stuff. Is that a turtle? There's something out in the water that's creeping me out, distracting me. Anyway, we could end up with like some powdery mildew or something going on in there. I don't remember having a problem, and if I did, it must have been very small. Otherwise, I would remember. You know what I mean? Anyway, so those actually just planted, I want to say March 26th. Today's, April 22nd. So it's been about a month. It took them, it's supposed to be between 7 to 10 days to germinate. That's what it says on the packet. And so, of course, day 10 I was out here and nothing was happening, and I was like, oh man. But day 12 they popped up. So that's just one of the things when you plant super early, if it's not warm yet, that when the soil temperature is colder, it does take longer for things to germinate. I'm going to go check out this turtle thing. I don't know what's going on over here. That's a fish. Oh my God. Ugh. And then over here, so that fish is right over there somewhere, still bobbing around. But this guy is, I think it's actually a koi fish. so I don't know if he got a bird tried to snatch him, or a pond flooded, or someone just got tired of feeding him and threw him in the water. Where'd he go? There he is. Some kind of, I think it's got to be a koi fish. Anyway, he's been in here for years, disappears for winter time, and then pops back up every spring like, hey. Obviously, because of his coloring, he's easy to spot. So the weather's finally nice. Here's a ladybug. Obviously it's springtime, guys. In Oregon, zone 8B, I want to say. It's A or B. I think it's B. So I brought my plants out. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys hardened off here over the next few days, and I will I plan on planting everything out on Wednesday. So obviously I got a lot of work to do to get those beds cleaned up, filled up, blah blah blah, moved around, whatever. But you guys saw the ladybugs. Like, it's officially springtime. Springtime just hit today. I think, what's today? Earth Day too. All the bugs are out. I did just see cabbage moth fly by, which I forgot that they existed, and now I'm just kind of have road rage that they're here. The neighbor ladies across the street are all out weeding their garden. Like, it's springtime for sure. So here are all these guys. Look at this. What, this mess. There's flowers and everything going on in here. Even some of these peppers are starting to flower. These are actually like a hot Hungarian wax pepper. And when they first started growing, they were pathetic. But they kind of took off. Like, they're kind of the champions right now, which is nice because they did come from the dollar store. Anyway, it's everybody out here catching some rays and getting ready to get planted out. So you saw what a mess my yard is. I got some work I need to go do. Plus, got to go get ready for a cat funeral. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys later on.